This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now
Okay.
be recorded.
Guys, please mute yourself. I am muting all your lines. And when you have a doubt, you can ping me in the chat box, or maybe at the end of the demo, I'll open the session for 10 minutes for your questions. Okay. Please ping me in the chat box meantime. So let me mute everyone. Okay, so yeah, I'm Venkat. I'm having 11 years of experience, okay, in various technologies, and I'm having 10 plus years of experience even in training. Okay, right, guys. So anyhow, now let's jump into this technology. Okay, Python. So which is a programming language. Let's talk about this. Before that, okay, before that, can you guys please ping me in the chat box about your background? So technical background, are you a fresher, beginner, okay, are completely new to the programming, or you have some idea on any other programming language, or are you working in some other domain, okay, different technology, and you wanted to switch into Python? So there could be a number of reasons and a number of cases, okay. So just I have to understand each of you, uh, and to explain even more better, can you guys please respond in the chat box? So Are you a fresher? Harish, your computer background. Are you a fresher or working? Just let's make it fast. Okay. Are you working or a beginner, a fresher? Harish, you are working. So then, what technology you are working and like what's your experience? So are you working on a programming language or something else? Okay. So you are working on Java. That's what. Okay. Sandeep working as QA. Please mute yourself. So I'm from IT background, past of 19. Okay. So you're a fresher, Balu. Okay. Harish has having 2+ years. Vinod, Oracle DBA, more than 5 years. Okay. Customer executive, fresher. Wins for me, fresher. Yeah, please, everybody, please. I want everyone to ping here. So working in enterprise integrations. Okay. Raja fresher. Okay. Still, I can see more people. Yes, please respond. So 5+ years ID experience, 3 years experience in AWS cloud. Okay. Praveen, science background, isn't it like working at a fresher, Linux operations, working in Informatica developer, working as Informatica developer, experience in KYC in banking, but new to IT technology. Okay. Pursuing masters, Praveen. Okay. Nagendra fresher. Okay, right. I think almost all of you guys have responded, right? So fine, yes. So I can see, let me a few things here. Okay. So I can see maybe 50% of freshers are here. Okay. 50% of the students I can see freshers. Okay. And maybe another 50% I can see people are working, right? And few are there which are completely new to the programming, completely new to the programming language. Okay, meaning that they don't know anything about programming, they don't know about anything programming language. They're completely working in different domain, different platform basically, right? So I can see different set of audience here, right? Yeah, Naidu, fine, you are also fresher. Okay, so we can see here a different set of people, right? Meaning that audience are a different set of people. So if I start maybe a data science demo, okay, if I'm going to give a data science demo, I can see my audience only who are willing to build their career in data science as a data scientist, right? I can see only the people who will be working into that. And if I announce it like a DevOps, okay, DevOps, so I can see the audience like who are interested into that particular DevOps technology, right? Or AWS. Okay, so all these are, if you look at maybe .NET, PHP, whatever it is. So all these technologies are specific, you know, all these technologies are specific. So if you wanted to build a career, yeah, you have to learn that particular technology, right? But when it comes to Python, so you can see, you can understand that. So we have different set of people here. So some of you are working in banking sector, some of you working as an Informatica developer, some of you working as an AWS developer, DevOps developer, right? And Java developer. I can see different set of people who are attending this demo. Why? Because like so it's a time waste, right? Without requirement, without any need, you are not going to attend this demo, right? You need this somehow. So why do we need this? So everybody, why everyone is looking for this Python? And nowadays in recent times it become like very much popular, right? So everybody, like wherever you go, everybody is talking about Python, right? Python, what is that? What is the really need of this, importance of this, right? Okay guys, let me list out. Okay, let me list out. So I see Java developer is joined. Probably in one of my other demos, I saw .NET developers. Okay, so web developers, so UI developers basically. I saw UI developers and UX developers in other demos. Okay, so I have seen network IT network administrators, network admins. I have seen, so most of my students, like I saw network admins also. Okay, network admins, DevOps, who are learning DevOps. Okay, who are learning DevOps, who are um, who are learning or working AWS on AWS. Okay, so the people who are working on testing, okay, who are working on testing, you know, and then I saw people who are working on automation testing, Selenium kind of thing. Okay, then so I have seen the people who are willing to learn data science. So they wanted to learn data science basically. Okay, so the people who are like wants to learn, so machine learning. Okay, artificial intelligence implementation is what machine learning. So people wants to learn machine learning, so they have learned Python. Why these many people, like from different platforms, are looking at a single thing? All of these guys are looking at a single technology. What is that? Is what our Python. Okay, so why? So all these people, like I mean, so maybe Java people, so they may not use directly, or maybe they migrate, they are planning to migrate from Java to other technologies. That's what Python, they might be want to get into Python based any technology, like data science or artificial intelligence, DevOps, AWS, or they wanted to build their career going forward on Python, as a Python developer, completely pure Python developer. Okay, so anyhow, so these many technologies are depending on what? On Python. So if you look at this, so all these technologies, you have a big list of technologies here. Okay, you have a big set of technologies. Okay, so all these technologies, okay, so having a common platform, these technologies are having a common platform. So that is what, okay, so that is what your Python was. Okay, so right, so here we have the base for all these technologies are what? Python. Python is a base platform basically, right? So why do we need SSC to get onto so intermediate, right? So in intermediate we have different wings, and as soon as maybe you complete your BTech, so different people choose different domains, right? But the base is what? So we need to finish our graduation, either BTech or BSc, whatever it is, or our post graduation, whatever it is. After that, so different people will choose different career paths and they will go on, right? So there is some platform, right? So here, so just I can compare to some little to some extent. Okay, so Python is the best platform for all these technologies, because so we need certain certain programming, okay, in all these technologies. So that can be a small piece of scripts, okay, or it's all together a complete application. Okay, right, yes. So far I think you have some idea here. So we have a number of technologies here. I have listed very few here, just trust me. I have listed few technologies, that's trending technologies here, but there are n number of technologies where Python is required. Python is required. Okay, right. Yes. So Now uh, let me write one more thing. And how many of you know about a web application? How many of you know about a web application? So in general, when you look at web application, so it's a client server communication, right? So it's a client server communication where so your application is deployed within the server. Your application is deployed within the server, and from the client side, that is what so that is what your browser side, so we will be sending the request, okay, and in the server side there will be some application that process the request and sends the response back to the client. That's what the browser, right? So this process, like in general we call it as a request and response, right? So the request and response process. All right. So during this process, like, so what are the different technologies that are possible here? Like the client side. So the client side technology, when you look at the client side technologies, we call it as UI technologies. Okay. So when you call UI technologies, so we have a number of things: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and when it comes to JavaScript, we have a number of APIs again. Okay, right? JavaScript, jQuery, right? So we have AngularJS, which is most popular, and React.js, trending technology. So Node.js, we have a number of things, UI technologies. Okay, and of course, Node comes. It's a JavaScript technology, but it comes to the server side. Okay, so in the server side again, to implement the server side processing or logic, we have a number of technologies again. We have Java, .NET, PHP, or etc. etc. Of course, your Python. Okay, so we have a number of things again here. I don't want to list everything, but the popular things you can see Java. Okay, so the Python, of course, the Python is also can be used as a server-side programming language to build a complete web application. Build complete web application. Okay, so this is just a explanation about like a web application, typical web application. Okay, just I have given a outline, nothing great here. Okay, if you look at any application, say Facebook, okay, YouTube, or Instagram, or anything, any kind of application, Gmail. So these are applications like client server based architecture based applications. So we use to give the request from our browser. When you say gmail.com, it goes to the server, and the server, so it will be having a code to process the request and sends another page as a response. That's what a login page. And as soon as you enter username password, again request will goes to the server. Server takes the username password, it authenticate, and if it is valid username password, then it responds with another page. That's what your inbox page. It's a communication handshaking mechanism, right? Client server handshaking mechanism with request and responses. So a typical web application looks like that. So now I'm talking about the Python, where the Python comes as part of web application is at server side, and this is client side. Okay, so the server side we can use Python, and as part of that we have a number of frameworks available called Django framework. Okay, we have Flask. Okay, so anyhow few more we have. Okay, just the most of the people are looking at this term in recent times, right? Django. So this is a like spring or something like in your Java. When you come and when some of you compare with the Java, so these are like web frameworks basically, okay, to develop web application, right? So this Python, Django plus everything comes, okay, as part of your server side. Okay, so this is about like if you want to become pure Python developer. Okay, so if you want to choose for freshers, I'm telling you guys, so if you want to choose your career in complete pure Python web developer, okay, so you need to learn, okay, Python. That's what core and advanced, that's what the base platform. And after that you have to learn Django and Flask API at least. Okay, so these are required, guys. These are required for becoming a Python pure web developer. Okay, so now if you look at the other diagram, so here, so the Python is base for other technologies, Python related frameworks. What are those? Django or Flask, etc. Okay, so these are like this is a base platform for this. Okay, right. So Many people say Python is a scripting language. Many people say Python is a scripting language, right? Or if you are talking about that it's a programming language. So there is a confusion about a scripting language and programming language. Okay, we'll come back to that. What is, like, first of all, what is a program, what are the programming languages? Okay, and Python is a scripting language, or okay, programming language. And then what are the differences between a programming language and a scripting language? Okay, we'll talk about that more. Right, yes. So here the first point is, like, if you want to become a pure Python web developer, yes, you have to learn this core and advanced Python. Okay, right. The next thing, okay, so what about these others? Okay, so IT network admins. Okay, so IT network admins. So nowadays, like, even for IT people also, so they are setting up some security patches, they're setting up some network with the scripts, automating the server side network protocols and all. They are automating by writing some sort of scripts. Okay, they are automating that. So to do that, so they are using Python. They are using Python. Please mute yourself, right? So they are using Python for writing the scripts. Why Python? So probably, like, there are few other technologies also. Okay, scripting language. Maybe some people say parallel scripting. Okay, some people say R. Some people say we can use R language. Okay, so other scriptings or languages can be used, but why Python? That's what the Python attracts all the people because of its ease of coding. Okay, so Python is very 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 simple in development, in terms of development. Okay, it's very easy and everybody can understand Python. Okay, it's so easy, and I'll give you a small example how much it is easy by comparing a Python with other technology, maybe Java. Okay, so because that's the competitor, right? Right. So ID network admins. So there's something Ansible Python. Okay. So for them, and when it comes to DevOps, even DevOps. How many of you know about DevOps technology? That's also trending technology. Okay, DevOps. So all dev operations now, everything, all the applications are deploying in the cloud, right? So cloud, in the sense, in legacy, there is, like, in legacy, people use it to set up their own network, and they use it to maintain the servers, they used to maintain their applications. Okay, but which is like, it's a hardware setup and all, to do all hardware setup and all. So the company has to spend a lot of uh, expenditure on that. Okay, so it requires more cost, it's cost effective, right? So it will be tough, like, if someone wants to start a company and he wanted to move on, then he has to spend more money on the infrastructure, on the hardware infrastructure, to maintain his application. So that is where, like, the thing started. Okay, started offering the cloud deployments. Okay, so that is what, like, from last decade, because the cloud has started, and now it's like anything, right? So in every day, the development process also changed. In legacy, like, again, we were following waterfall model to deliver application, right? But now everybody is following agile model and the scrum methodologies and all. So in that terms, so we have to keep release the application releases. We have to keep doing that. Maybe every 3 weeks or monthly wise, we have to give some consistent working application feature to the client customer. So that's where, like, that the deployment operations taken priority. Okay, and it requires a daily job. Okay, daily tasks. So in cloud-based deployment, okay, so that can be AWS or Azure. Okay, so there are different technology again in that area also. Please mute yourself, please. Please mute yourself. So in that area also, DevOps, AWS. So in that area also, the people, right, they have to write some automation scripts. they have to write some automation scripts. And again, when someone who does not have any prior programming language and he wants to write scripting, obviously he'll be looking for some easy thing. Obviously he'll be looking for some easy thing because he's not a programmer, he's not a well programmer or a developer. So he's new to the programming, but he needs some scripts to some scripts he has to write to automate certain things happening as part of these dev operations. Okay, AWS cloud based dev operations or Azure based dev operations, whatever it is. Okay, we have Azure also, this from Microsoft, AWS from what, Amazon. So to do that they need that. Okay, so they need to write some sort of scripts to automate the process. So as part of that, again they are using Python to automate. Okay, because again the Python is simple. So why it is simple? It has its own advantages or features where we discuss maybe in the first session, okay, or next session. Right. So Python has a number of advantages. Okay. We'll come back to that again. We'll discuss about that. Now at this point of time, try to understand. So different technologies are like using Python. So meaning that, so if you are good or expert in Python, so you can choose any of these trending technology to build your career, right? So testing, so again testing area, right? So it's a kind of like as again it's a all development is agile process, okay, based on agile process. So maybe for the release one, I have delivered 10 features to the customer. In the second, in the next sprint, okay, in the next process or 3 weeks of time or 2 weeks of time, I'm going to give the 11th feature to the customers as part of my project, right? Getting you guys? So I have to ensure that whatever I'm delivering, the 11 features, okay, so all 11 features are working fine, meaning that whatever I have implemented, the 11th feature should not impact the already delivered features, right? So we have to, meaning that the testing team has to retest all the features of other areas that related to that. So basically the point here is just I'm summarizing it. So the testing, right, the testing team has to do the test to do their test has to be done repetitively again and again. They have to test the same scenario for multiple times for multiple releases. Okay, so that is where even testing people started automating their test scripts. They started automating. So they have moved from manual testing to automation testing. They have moved from manual testing to automation testing. So as part of automation testing, they have Selenium, which is popular, right? So before that there was something like qtp and all. Anyhow, as soon as Selenium is introduced and most of the people are using Selenium, okay, and in that process we have something called now robotic process automation, okay, RPA. There are some areas something like UiPath, okay. Some testing side there are some technologies are there, okay. So as part of this, again to do this automation they need some sort of scripting. They need some sort of scripting. That is where Python can be used. Even testing people also, obviously they are not because why people choose testing, because they don't like coding, right? So again what they have to do now, so they have to do now again coding, because to automate their test cases. So that is where, like, obviously they will prefer to choose the easy programming language. So among maybe Selenium can be written in Java, of course. Of course, you can write the scripts for scripts using Python also. So obviously people choose Python because of its easiness, okay, ease of coding. Right, guys. So in that area, like, even so Python is using data science, the most trending term I can say for freshers especially, right? So data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, these technologies are, right, the people are like becoming you can say crazy about these terms from their academics itself. Anyhow, however, of course the market is also like that. Okay, so the data scientist, machine learning things and all, right? Because it's a kind of like machine learning is what, machine learning is one of the concepts of artificial intelligence. Okay, it's a just it's implemented some concept of artificial intelligence. So if you look at Amazon, right, Amazon website, so you can see that maybe if you purchase something, maybe if you purchase maybe laptop, you have purchased a laptop, then it gives you some recommendations, right? Okay, who purchased this laptop, they also purchased this bag, okay, this bag, or maybe the school pad, okay, or maybe wireless mouse, wireless keyboard. So they used to give some sort of recommendations, right? They used to give some sort of recommendations. So that is where, with the help of recommendations, even we don't need that, maybe by looking at that, at least we may pick few of them, or at least maybe 20% of the people out of 100. So if I give, if I start giving recommendations, okay, out of 100 people, maybe 20 people may choose a few of other things. So it's a kind of something like that. In olden days, we used to go to some kirana shop, right, in our villages, or like wherever you see in that lane where you stay. So we go with one particular set of things, right? Okay, we'll purchase them and we'll come back. But then supermarkets introduced, right? So if you go to a supermarket, okay, so you will be definitely pulling one or two more items than whatever you have listed in your things, right? Definitely, because so it's open to you to see what are there. And even though you don't have that in your mind, you 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 by looking at that, you get remember, and you purchase that. So that is how, like, the people, making customers to purchase the other things. In that way, they're making their business better and better. The Amazon increased its revenue, so 12% or so, as per I know. Okay, so as far as I know, so because of this recommendations and all. Okay, so that machine learning concept is, that's what crazy, becoming crazy now. The other thing is data science. The data scientist, like, so where they have historical data, and they're going to analyze the data, and they're going to show some visual data statistics, by using some sort of diagrams. Okay, that's what visualizing the data. And they say, based on that statistical data, so they'll be forecasting it. Okay, and the other term is like, big data. So big data, so as part of this, maybe you might heard about these technologies, Hadoop, Spark, all these things. Okay, so to process this big data processing, right? So as part of this big data processing, there are, like, again, we need some sort of technologies. So Java, we need to do the map redis program, we need Java again over here. Okay, but now, so now Python is also supporting that. So people started using Python in this area also. So like this, guys, so I cannot list everything here, but the most trending terms I'm listing out here. That's what, where Python is being used like anything. Okay, so that is what. So hopefully the main the first point what I wanted to uh, make you understand is, so how, why everybody is talking about Python, because it's everywhere. Okay, because it's everywhere. You take any technology, you go to any platform, right? So Python will be there, Python support is there. That's what everybody is talking about Python. And I can see different set of people in my class. Understand the base point? Okay, so we have discussed about just a web application. As part of web application, so where are we going to use this Python? So as part of server side programming, we are going to use this. Okay, that's what one point. And if you wanted to look at this Python, Django, Flask, these are the pure Python web developer. If you want to become pure Python web developer, so these are the things required: Django, Flask, Python. And if you wanted to jump into any of these other technologies, of course, yeah, you need this Python. So as part of this Python, we have core concepts and we have few advanced concepts, where we are going to cover all these things as part of our course. Okay, the base, I'm going to give the base for all these things. Okay, and apart from that, so because there are a number of things, so but most of the people are like either they're choosing the data science or they are choosing pure web development. So we are going to demonstrate, or we are going to give heads up on data science APIs, okay, data science APIs, okay, and Django. Okay, so to head starts with there, so I'll give you okay a few sessions on this. Okay, apart from this topics. Okay, so then come back to this, right? So that's what, guys. So who can join this course means freshers, okay, with any educational background. Okay, so trust me, guys, anybody can understand Python. Even a sixth class student can understand Python and he can do the programming. Okay, so anybody can learn. So you do not have to worry about that. Or can we? So we are completely new to the programming, or we are completely new to the software itself, but still no problem, boss. You can happily learn this Python because it's such a beautiful and easy language. Okay, so freshers with any educational background can join this course, and IT professionals who wants to switch their career into Python web developer, or IT professionals who are working in different domains. Okay, that's what, maybe test engineers or Java, .NET, PHP, or any other developer, network IT, network guys, DevOps developers, AWS engineers, data scientists, machine learning or AI professionals. Of course, if they are working on this, yes, they need this. Okay, so to implement their algorithms and all. Okay, professional working on gaming dollar, even gaming also, in the gaming area also Python has its own focus. Okay, so right, so we have a number of things. So we just discussed about just basically just a small importance of Python, and I'll give you one more point here before getting into this programming language. And why should we learn Python? Okay, let me cover the point as part of this. So the next question most of you guys are having in your mind is, why should we learn Python? Okay, that's what I think we have covered one or two points already. Okay, because it's being used like anything. Okay, that's one reason, one of the most I mean topmost reason I can say. And apart from that, I can give you some more stuff. Okay, first you should, everybody should understand, right? So am I taking a right decision to learn Python programming or not? That's what everybody might be thinking about. Okay, okay, let me attend this demo and let me understand something. That's what people, most of the people are joining here. Okay, so the point here is, right, why should we learn Python? If you understand this, okay, you will be clear about that, whether you have chosen right technology to learn or not. Okay. So why should we learn Python? So here I have listed this. Okay, there is something called Indeed. Okay, Indeed is a platform where you can look for the job postings and all, right? So this is a most popular website. Okay, Indeed, maybe like here we are using Monster Naukri, right? In that way, we have Indeed website. So as per that, the average salary of Python developer is like 120K dollars, which is highest pay per annum. So that's what a pure Python web developer is getting the salary as per the statistics, as per the statistics, obviously, right? So the other thing, right, so we will be looking for, okay, easy way of coding, and so I then my career. So if I go into that, so well, my career would be in better phase. If I look forward, maybe after 3 years, after a couple of years, how it would be. And then the next thing is salary. So when I'm looking at my career, long-term career, so what about my salary? So even my salary also should be fine, right? So that's other reason, right? So there is a popular website, TOB. Okay, so you can just hit in the browser. So this TOB website. So as per the statistics following this, okay. So the Python has been voted for the most popular and wanting programming language all the time. Okay, just you can look at that. So it occupies the top position. Okay, so top one, still Java is there, and top second we can see C language, and top three the Python is there. And maybe in this year or next year, so Python is going to take the top position. Okay, so it has huge job market because of these many areas. If you go to Java, so there will be Java based job postings you can see. But if you learn Python, so there are n number of postings you can find because it has been used in n number of other technologies. So huge job market it has the linking with Python. So the other thing, right, community support, guys, because like if you so most of the developers who are here, so they might be knowing that. So what we do, just we do copy paste, right? So of course we understand the concept, we do the things, but as per the requirements, so always we can't implement the whole logic on our own, right? Definitely we need some help. What we do, just we'll take the Google help, right? So we'll search for that, we'll try to pick it up the exact or similar kind of thing, and we'll pull it, we'll do edit, copy paste, edit, and we'll make it work as per our requirement. Okay, because there, so in Google, so there might be other developer who faces the same issue, and they might be posted the solution or somehow. Oh, so that is how, like, when there are a number of people, a huge number of people are working on particular technology, obviously, like, definitely we'll be getting a better help, because whatever issue I am facing, already there might be other developer already faced, or maybe he might be given in any blog or forum. Okay, so where I can go and refer, and I can make it helpful for me, right? So that's the point here is, right? So when there is a large community support, obviously, so it's easy to work basically. Okay, it's easy to work on that particular technology. So this is, again, I have listed out here based on the statistics, guys, by referring the popular websites. So there are about 30 million Python developers around the world working. So it's a huge community support. There are a number of websites where you can get the help, right? So, and the next thing is, it's a beginner language, it's a beginner level language. So you definitely not required any other programming language knowledge. Just come with a fresh mind, blank mind. That is enough for me to teach you Python and its programming. So you'll become a better programmer after the classes. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that, sir. I don't know anything. I am completely new to the programming. I'm out of this software. Anything is fine. Don't have to worry about that. Okay, so the installation process and all, it's very simple, boss. Again, you don't have to think more about the setup and all. Okay, it's just a simple installation, and you can practice on your own mission. Okay, no virtual missions, nothing is required, boss. If you just have a laptop with the basic configuration and a desktop is enough. Okay. Okay, so the other important, most important thing is why the Python is most powerful and most trending technology now in recent time. Okay, let me give you one more point here. So the Python is, okay, the Python is introduced, okay, in 1989 itself. So its first version is released in 1991. It's almost 30 years, right? It's almost 30 years. Then why now it is it become trending? So that is what, because of this huge set of data now across the globe. Okay, to take any application now, or maybe social networking website, or maybe kind of Amazon, Flipkart kind of sites. So how many customers they are having? Billions of customers they are having. So to handle these billions of data and processing this data, definitely we need some sort of intelligent APIs, definitely. So I cannot go and go back and write everything from the scratch. It become very difficult. Okay. So what Python is doing, Python has n number of libraries or APIs, okay, made available all of these areas. Okay, so what is a library? So just if you in general terms, okay. So when you say library, library is a set of books, right? Where you see in a room, right? Library. But when it comes to programming, okay, so we can say the books, or maybe you can compare the books as modules. Okay, what is a module? So every module is considered as a Python program. Okay, when you group particular modules, a set of modules, okay, so then you can consider that as a library. Okay, so what we have over there, so we'll be having, you know, support, guys, so you don't have to do everything from the scratch. Okay, let me quickly show you a small example over here. So I can go here. Suppose I wanted to sort numbers. I have a group of numbers here. I wanted to sort these numbers, guys. Okay, maybe if you take any other programming language, C or Java, you have to write at least maybe 5 to 10 lines of code. Trust me, you have to write 5 to 10 lines of code to sort these elements using, maybe there are a number of sorting techniques, right? Maybe you can use bubble sort, insertion sort, quick sort, heap sort. There are different sorting logics. Might be following something and you can do that. But in Python, I don't have to worry about that underlying logic, boss. So that everything is already taken care, because the sorting is the most common thing, frequent requirement. So I don't want to trouble the programmer. Okay, instead I have already developed a Python module, and in that I have a function, existing function. You just make use of that. You don't have to do anything, boss. Okay, it's just a simple step to sort it. Use a function, sort function, so where it is going to sort. Can you see? It started, right? 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. That's all, guys. So it's just a function. So like this, we have n number of functions. We have n number of functions. Okay. And one Python module, nothing but one Python file, can have, okay, one or more functions like this. Okay. And how many modules we have? Again, lakhs of modules we have. And all the modules like combinedly is relative, all relative modules combinedly given into a particular library, and we have a number of libraries like that. Okay, so trust me, like there is like almost 1.5 lakh modules available in Python to support all kind of technologies. Okay, so if you go to data science, if you go to data science, so what is the library that we have? What is the library that we have? So we have numpy, we have numpy library, we have pandas library. Okay, okay, if you want to do some Hadoop processing, we have pydoop. You wanted to do something, some standalone application, we have something called API. Okay, so if you keep talking about that, right, there are n number of libraries or modules available to support each and every domain what we have listed over here. Okay, so that's way, and that too. So it's a simple way, so you don't have to worry about the underlying code base, how to implement the base logic here. Okay, so you just need to learn about the APIs, how to make use of them. So it depends on our requirement. We have to be choosy, like for the requirement what library I have to use. You have to learn that, that's all. Okay, don't have to worry about the major programming. Okay, so because of this, right, obviously, right, instead of writing 10 lines, I'm finishing my job in one line, and simple. Even I don't have to think about the underlying logic, where I'm going to save my time, development time. And it is error free also, because if I write the logic, so there might be cases where it may fail in certain scenarios. But as here I'm using the existing library, which is tested by considering all the corner cases, so there is no chance of failing this. you know, so that is how it reduces the development like anything. So most of the startup companies are preferring these languages, okay, to develop their applications nowadays. Okay, so guys, it has been used for developing almost all kind of applications, guys. Okay, so in all the areas.
చెప్పింది
So
అటు రూమ్ తీసుకెళ్ళి రబ్బర్ బ్యాండ్ ఎదుగుదామని ఆ పిల్ల ఏమి ఏడ్చిందో
come
అసలు
on, guys, please mute yourself. Please
రబ్బర్
mute
బ్యాండ్
yourself.
ఎదుగుదామని కషి ఏడుపు
భయం వేస్తుందేమో.
భయం వేసిందన్నమాట.
Boss, please. Who is that? Hello. Please mute. Okay. Right, guys. So just we understand some background about Python, right? So when it comes to programming, so what is a programming language, right? So it just like, um, so just a communication, right? So giving some certain rules to the computer, okay, to automate our job. Basically what I wanted to calculate, or I wanted to sum. I have a big list of 1 lakh of rows, okay, with the different numbers, and I wanted to sum up all those numbers. Okay, then so summing up one by one manually, right, how much time it takes, and even we may not sure that it is always like correct. Okay, so what I can do is I can write a simple program where my program takes those instructions and execute that for me. Okay, I'll give my input data of all 1 lakh rows, okay, with the numbers, and my program is going to take the numbers and it will sum up and it gives me the result. So basically we are going to pass some instructions to the computer, okay, to do my job instead of me doing myself. Okay, so I'm asking computer to do it, right? So but when you look at the computer, when you look at the computer, right, it doesn't understand whatever we are writing, right? We know high level language. High level language is what? Our English language, and that is not understandable to computer. So what computer knows that mission level code, the binary code, okay, in top of what, so it will be having assembly level language, then mission level language. So there somewhere like we need some sort of a translator in between these human understandable language to mission understandable language. Okay, human understandable language to mission understandable language. So what is the translator in between? So that is what we have, a compiler or an interpreter. We have a compiler or an interpreter. So there is a translator in between these two. That is what a compiler or a translator. Okay, so Python is such a programming language, okay, where it takes the interpreter its base, meaning that you do not have to compile your program. You do not have to compile your program. You just need to execute it. Okay, so let me show you quickly, okay, how simple it is. So here I'm writing a value as 100 and b value as 200. I'm going to print the sum value. So I'm going to print the sum value, guys. See that sum is equal. Okay, so here I'm going to do that. Okay, so here, so sum is equal a plus b. So I'm just printing the sum, a sample Python program. See that how simple it is. So let me save somewhere else. So don't worry about how to save and all. Just for now, just see that what I'm doing is just I'm executing this. So I don't need any compilation or nothing else. Okay, so here is my Python file is saved test.py, and just enough to execute that. Okay, that's all. So I can see the sum equal to 300, so 100 200. That's what simple, guys. But if you wanted to do the same program, in in Java or something, right? We need to understand many things, guys. We need to understand many things. Okay, so there is something called, we need to understand many things around this, but so we should understand about many things. Okay, just give me a minute. I'll show you. So okay, so you should understand about all this stuff. What are all these? Okay, now you can understand the difference. You can understand the code now here. How much code I have written for Java, right? How much code I have written for Java? I have written a lot of code, maybe 10 lines of code around, right? So but if you want to execute your Java, you have to compile that first. You have to compile that first, and if everything is fine, then okay, so if everything is fine, then it is going to, okay, so then it is going to work. Otherwise, so you can see that, guys, I'm trying to show you the difference. So it's compiled. After compile, we have to execute the program. So he has to understand what is compilation, and then he has to know how to execute it. And if you compare the two programs, how much code it is, boss, you should understand what is the public, what is the class here, what is static, what is this. So many things. So my main logic is this, but out of it, how much stuff it is there, we have to understand all those things. But if you look at Python, so it's just simple to have. It's very simple language. It's very easy language, right? So what do you wanted to do? Just focus on that. So I wanted to sum two values. What is my a value 10? What is my b value 20? So I know mathematics a plus b, which is what sum. I'm keeping this into sum. That's it. I wanted to print this sum, print sum. That's it. Is it like something as your simple English or not? Right. So to understand this, do you require anything, any prior knowledge or something like that? Nothing, right? It's simple thing. So and directly you can execute this. No compilation process, nothing. So that is what Python is, interpreter based, and whereas your Java is compiler based. Just I'm taking a comparison. For compiler based programming language is Java, and interpreter based programming language it's Python. Right. Okay, so guys, I think maybe we can look at more and in detail maybe in the next session. So still I have to talk about, okay, so what is compiler based programming language and interpreter based language? Here is an example. So Java or C, C++, these are compiler based programming languages. So Python is an example for interpreter based programming language. The next thing I'll give you in detail knowledge about scripting versus programming language. So Python is a no kind of scripting language, but it's a top level. At a top level, it is a programming language, guys. Python is a programming language. Okay, so of course it is well known as a scripting language, but still it is a programming language. Okay. Anyhow, all scripting languages are programming language. That's the basic point.
Venkat garu, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, madam.
Hi, this is Lakshmi from Career Ready. Small info from our end. Batch is starting from Monday onwards, and the timings and all will be mailing you with all the details. So everyone, please do check your mails. We will be sharing all the details by end of the day today. The batch is starting from Monday onwards. That is 11th May, IST time. Thank you.
Right, yes. So hope you clear about that, right? So 11th May, it starts, batch starts 11th May onwards, Monday onwards. So what is the time, madam? Hello?
Venkat garu, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Morning,
Right?
6 to 7.
6 to 7, 6 a.m. IST.
Yeah.
Okay.
IST.
1 hour
7.
session. 1 hour session, guys. So just to make it clear, more clear. So 11th May, batch starts from 11th May, morning 6 to 7 IST time. Right, guys. So just to define, Python is a powerful general purpose programming language. It supports different programming paradigms like functional, object oriented, etc. It's created by Guido van Rossum. Okay, that's what just baseline, but we'll talk more about this in our first session. Don't have to worry about that part, and I'll give you in detail stuff about the scripting language and programming language. So I have well listed points here, a number of things, the differences. The first interview question that you face if you go to interview, okay, the difference, what is the difference between the scripting and programming language, and is Python is a scripting language or a programming language, right? So in that way, anyhow, we'll talk more in the next session, guys. Okay, let me stop at this point here, because like it's completely theory or like just giving some basic introduction of Python only. I mean, that's importance, nothing else, right? Hope everybody's followed and understand. Please let me know if you have any doubts, any questions. Please ping me in the chat box. I'll try to answer everything for everyone. Please
Hi
ping me in the
Venkat, this
chat
is
box if you have any. Yeah, go ahead.
Venkat. Actually, you said like we have the vast libraries for the data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, right? Say for example,
Yes.
data science, we have the NUPTI or something like that. I didn't remember that name. So by using this knowledge, core and advanced Python knowledge, we can create our own library, or we have to use the existing library for data science development?
We can use, most of the times, we're going to use the existing libraries because it has a number of libraries already available. Okay, so
Okay.
of course we have a way to create our own module also. Okay, and how to create the module and how are we going to use that module created by us, right? We'll be discussing as part of our course. That's what this
Okay.
platform, right? Whatever required stuff will be there in our course as well.
Okay. In this course content, we will cover both core Python and advanced Python, right?
Yes,
Okay. Thanks, Venkat. That's it.
yes, yeah, and course content will be shared with you. Our team will do that.
Okay. Timings are
And
morning 6 to
guys,
7 a.m., right?
yeah. You are from India or you are out of India?
No, from India only.
Yeah. Anyhow, I mean, like we probably, so maybe you can talk to our team regarding the timings. Okay. So I think it's planned for 6 to 7. Okay. So
Okay.
attend on Monday. Again, we'll get the confirmation. Depends on the strength and all that.
Sure, Venkat. Thanks for that.
So Santi, you have a laptop or a desktop with you? Yes, I'll ensure that the Python is installed in your machine. Okay, I'll take the control if you have any issue in installing. I'll take the control and I'll get it done for you in your laptop. That's what I'll ensure each of everyone. I'll show you the installation process. Okay, if you're following that and able to install, that's well and good. If you have any issues, I'll take the control and I'll get it done in your laptop where you can practice. Yep. Any other doubts or questions?
How many days will this course last?
It goes for 2 months. But it goes for 2 months. It's a regular weekday batch, Monday to Friday. Okay, weekly 5 day sessions, and it takes 2 months. 40 sessions, minimum 40 sessions it takes. Okay, so
So
we'll
will we be
enjoy
having some
sessions.
any training sessions or something like, or a practical thing for this?
No, in the classroom itself we cover that also, the programming part. Okay, so concept and programming, I'll give the assignments where you will be doing, and if you have any issue, yes, we can discuss out of the box. Out of the I can spend extra time if you stuck up with something or if you need more stuff.
Okay, thank you.
So Santosh Naidu, so VM server is not required, but anyhow if you wanted to practice online, right, so we have options to do that without installing anything in your laptop. Maybe you can just refer some website with
No, this is just
certification.
for my projects that I do and others. So
Not really required, but yes, if you're interested you can do that certification. Okay,
no, it's not about
so
certification. It's just for like a project. Let's say if I have an idea to pen test something, I have a bunch of logics. So can I create an application and deploy it in Azure? That I'll do because that I know Azure or AWS, and then
yeah,
like remotely execute it and will Python repeat that and like hit something or a website like basic example SQL injection stuff, repeating attack. Can I be
come
able to?
again, come again. No, come again. Your voice is breaking. Come again.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
So let's say I'll give you an example, SQL injection, just like that logic. Let's say I build a logic to like pen test. Let's say there's a manufacturing facility. I have to pen test, like see what all the ports up and what all the vulnerabilities are. Can I design that logic in Python with this course? I mean, then I can deploy it on a VM or something, on Azure, just remotely, even from a phone, remotely execute it and it will go and do it, repeat it.
Yeah. So no, this course is going to give the ability to build that. Okay.
Okay, so it will give me the
After
ability to.
completing this course, on your own, you will be able to do that.
Okay, cool.
Okay. But again, if you want me to show, right, so it depends on our timing and all that.
No. I don't
We'll
want you
get
to
that
show. I
done
just
back
want the logic
by
behind it.
yourself. Yeah, by yourself, you would be able to do that after this course.
Probably get it from Git or something. Arrange all those things. Thanks.
Yeah. Saying yes, you are going to get the notes and the recorded session on daily basis. Whatever we have written and whatever we covered in the classroom will be getting on day-to-day basis. Every day you'll be getting to your mail ID. So this is what online editor you have. So just you choose Python here and you can practice here. Just I want to print hello. Okay, just say hello. No installations, nothing required. Just online platform to practice. Just you click and run. You can see that output here. Okay, standard output hello. So this is what my piece of code. Okay, just you can practice. So you don't have to think much about this. We know the course fee and all, right? So yeah, they will be giving you. Yeah, I think yeah, they have pinged you. You can talk to the numbers, giving numbers.
Venkat Hussain here.
Yeah,
Are we going
please.
to cover Boto 3 framework?
Which one?
Boto 3 framework. It's a AWS SDK for Python.
No. That's what, because it has a number of things, right? I mean, when you look at this, it's a base platform and it has each of technology has its own API. So it's not possible to cover all of these, right, in this session. So what we are doing, right, we are covering core and advanced topics. Okay, with the help of this, right, you would be able to learn your API simple. Again, you don't have to join any other course to learn about the APIs. So after we finish this course, right, you would be able to understand yourself the respective API. I'll show you like how to install the API, whatever API you want, and how to make work with that. I'll show you that part, but it's not possible to cover each and every API of all these technologies, because you are from AWS, someone might be from DevOps, someone might be from web development, like that, right? So it takes 1 year to cover all these things. So that's why we are, so this Python core advanced, right, gives the ability for you to understand whatever you want. The whole concept will be covered, all the topics will be covered, the required things. So it would be simple for you. I'll show you one or more examples how to install the explicit libraries and how to understand them, how to make work them. I'll show you that with one or more examples. And I can't say like it's specific to AWS. I'm going to take example specific to Django. I'm going to explain that. I'll take few examples randomly, maybe NumPy example, Pandas example, maybe one or Django examples, like that. So if time permits, we'll see. But I'm sure that I can guarantee that. So you would be able to understand on your own after finishing the course. Yes, 100%. That's what I told you, right? 100% Python is required for your data science applications. Okay, so there are other languages maybe to do your algorithms in data science. Maybe you can use Java language, you can use R language, you can use Python language, but 99% of the people are interested to use Python because of its existing libraries, because you can do your job in simple way without thinking much about that, because it has libraries. It has powerful libraries to get the job done. Piyush, am I clear? Did you understand, Piyush? Yeah. Anybody else? Any other questions? Let me know.
Venkat, what are these Djang and Flask?
These are web APIs. Basically, if you want to develop websites, right, like YouTube or Facebook or some websites, right? So we need these
Okay.
frameworks. Maybe do you have idea about servlet JSP kind of thing in Java?
Yeah.
There is a
Java, like, correct me if I'm wrong, these are similar to like Struts and Spring Boot and all, right?
correct. The Django
Okay.
is something like that. Flask is like to implement APIs, REST web services we have, right? Web services concept. So that related API, the
Okay.
Flask is.
Okay. Will you cover these things also, right? Djang, Flask and all, right?
No, that's a separate session. But Django, right? I'll give you one application. I'll show you one project, sample project, and the architecture. What are the different components involved in Django? Flask, I don't think so. Time permits, we'll see, but in general, I don't, because again, it has its own stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Concern.
Yeah, no problem. Any other questions?
Venkat,
Good.
how
Everybody is
can we
good.
get the course content?
Yeah, sure. So you have given your email ID, right? You will be getting to your email ID.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Course content along with today's recorded session. Maybe by afternoon you can get the details. Okay. Thank you.
So any other questions, guys? So I'll open the line for another 5 minutes. If you have any questions, please let me know. So you can be friendly. So no issues at all. Don't have to hesitate for anything. Freshers, especially freshers, right? So we'll be having a lot of hesitations. So don't go with that. Happily, you can ask whatever it is. Silly question also, no problem, guys. We're happy to answer you, no problem. Don't hesitate. Learn properly.
Yeah, it's really a silly question. Can we see you?
Piyush, yes. That's what I was telling. Even so, you give me sixth class student, Piyush. I'll teach him Python. That's what I'm saying. It's very easy technology to learn. Very easy, very easy. So you do not have any doubt. 100% I can ensure. I can guarantee that. Okay, such a beautiful and easiest language we have. So wonderful language. So you don't have to worry about that. So if you want to get into data science, right? So as part of the data science, that's a concept again. So it has some certain libraries you have to choose and work on. Okay. So the data science implementations can go with the Java technology or again our language. Okay. And again Python. So what I'm saying, right? The Python is simple language when you compare with other. Okay. That's what simple language, and it has a number of libraries support where you can implement them easily. That's what most of 90% of the people are going with Python. Okay, and who are uh, good knowledge in Java and work experience and Java, they will be just going with, they prefer Java because of their love. They love Java and they go with Java. But the remaining 90% of the people, right? So they are interested in this Python. So you don't have to worry about that. Right. Any other questions, guys? If you don't have any question, you can drop off. Please stay back. Like who are having doubts? I'll hold the line for 2 minutes more. Please, if you have any questions, let me know here. So hoping there are no more questions. Everybody's good. Sir, please ask any questions if you have any questions. Don't hesitate. All right. Uh, Hussein, not 7 a.m. It's 6 a.m. Thanks for the feedback, Raja. Hussein, it's 6 to 7, not 7. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. I think yeah, we can wind up the session. I think one has
Hello, Venkat.
done. Yeah. Who is that?
Yeah, this is Rajesh. I have
Please go ahead.
yeah, after complete the course, are you providing any real-time project and lab?
That is what I'm saying. I will show you one Django application. Okay. Sample Django application. What are the different components involved? How one with another are related? How a request response process will go? Sample web application I'll show you. That's where we'll get
Okay.
confident.
Okay.
Weekend batch, I am not sure. Hussein, can you check with our management? Call to the given numbers. It's a weekdays batch. It's a weekdays batch, Monday to Friday, morning 6 to 7. Cool guys. So in the next session, we'll talk about what is basic Python. So still we did not define better what is Python when it is introduced, the history of Python, the features of Python. So what are the differences between scripting and programming language? That we'll see in the next session. Okay. Chalo then. Happy weekend. Stay home. Okay. Stay safe. Enjoy the weekend. Bye bye.